So, Coach Bobby Johnson, all right, offensive line coach for those who may not know for the Washington Commanders. So, first, how are you?
I am great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Good.
Got a couple of questions for you. Last year was the first year for you all being together here, and most of the staff has stayed together. So, can you share a bit from your perspective about the culture of this organization?
Well, I mean, DQ and AP have built a really special environment here. The culture here is unbelievable. This is probably the first staff I've been on in 15 seasons in the NFL that you really didn't have a staff change. And I think it speaks to that culture where guys realize, obviously, winning has a lot to do with it and having good players. But I think just the work environment amongst the staff, but also coaches to players, players to coaches, players to players, all that. It's a place where you enjoy coming to work and working hard together because it's a hard job to do. And the fact that you enjoy coming in and doing that hard work with a group of guys, I think that makes it even more special. I think having not had any staff turnover, the continuity, where we're at, going into year two, being able to speak the same language and everybody knowing, the language, the culture, the standards, the expectations, the system, all those things combined, I think it makes it a lot smoother for us to kind of progress because we're all on the same page, from day one.
And so, last year we heard a bit about the collaborative approach that you all have. So, can you give an example of what that collaborative approach looks like from your position and your role?
I think when we go into just talking about how we want to set up the off season, I think the fact that we can kind of bounce ideas off of one another, and you got a bunch of different perspectives. We all came from different places. I don't think there was anybody on offense that could really work together prior to getting here. So we all have different experiences. So you find the way you've always done it might not be the best way for here. And I think the collaborative effort kind of helps in that process of where we come up with an idea and guys can have a bunch of different perspectives. They think, well, we did it like this, someplace else I was at. And you get a collection and you kind of find okay, well, the personnel I had at this place was different than what we have here. But the people that so-and-so had at a different place more fits us. So, hey, let's try that way. And you kind of have the answers to the test. Somebody may have tried it a different way and go, well, here's what we found why it didn't work for us. And here's how we adjusted it. So I think that collaborative effort kind of helps us exhaust all the possibilities, find the best way for us here. And you kind of get to the solution without having to go through some of the growing pains. Like I said, you kind of get the answers to the test, which is always very beneficial.
And one more from me. So, what do you want to see more of out of your position group this season?
I think anytime you go from year one to year two or from year to year, you want to see growth in a lot of different forms for my group. Communication is a big thing for us. So you'll hear sometimes if you're a press, you hear our guys like, all right, boys, good comms today. They just want to be able to communicate. We're a year together. So some of the things that maybe we had to work through communication-wise should be, kind of, I don't know the best way to say it, should be kind of automatic with us. I want to see guys understand the system and taking the next step of, hey, how do we problem solve? Instead of having a problem come up and then us having to adjust it after practice in the meeting room, of being able to problem solve in practice. Hey, they see a look and be able to communicate and solve the problem before the ball is snapped. Those are the things that I want to see us move forward. And I see us doing it now just because guys are a year in and they kind of know where the bones are buried, so to speak.
Thank you.
No problem.